Alright, this is our 67 Mustang project. We are going to be installing the painless wiring harness. I've disconnected the battery, and I wanted to give an example of the reason why we're putting this new wiring harness in. You can see a lot of the old connections have been broken and respliced again, and some of these old connectors are corroded, and they've even bypassed them and with other wires. And here's the wires that connect to the alternator. I mean, we're not going to get a good charge off of that. You can see over here on the other side where the ignition system is. It's got the old ceramic resistor in there. You can see with the lighting. And this all is going to come out and be replaced. And make sure that we have nice good spark with a 12-volt system. And so let's break into the painless wiring system. Okay, so we got it laid out. So the system comes with all kinds of stuff. Here, look, you can see it comes with zip ties for connecting stuff, the bigger ones, all the connectors. Even has stickers for the fuse box. New starter switch for the key switch. Grommets to pass through the firewall, all the proper harnesses and connectors. And you can see this is even better than original equipment. Every section has a little label. This is rear light, the rear light section. So all these wires go back to the rear. Kind of laid it out. You get a perspective of where everything goes in respect to the car. See all the proper connectors and everything. All the wires are linked together, and they all have the proper color coding. All the right connectors. Even has mounting brackets for the firewall. This section here says, you can see the engine section. So it's going to be like our ignition and stuff. This part here says accessory relay. Right here we have the connector that goes to the horn ground switch. And again, like I said, got the turn signal pigtail. All the wires necessary. It even came with the harnesses. You can see all these right here for the dash lights, and all the dash lights, and the relay switches for the blinkers and stuff. It's a complete kit. We're looking forward to getting started on this one. We'll give you some progress as we start moving forward on it. There it is. There's the beast. Alright, so here's the back of the instrument cluster. You can see this piece of wiring here that's probably going to be replaced with all the lights that come off. You can see we had a big bundle of those. See a lot of corrosion on these old lights. Old lighting fixtures. And here, look at that. What a fine job of 20-year-old duct taping the end of a wire when it was in there. Feels like something's in there. Anyway, that's all coming off right now. You can see there's a sensing unit or light there. So all these parts are going to get replaced when we replace that piece of the wiring harness. The next component here is to install the fuse box. Here's the old fuse box here. I've got the new bracket mounted underneath here. You can see the instructions say to install that through the instrument cluster hole. There's some more wires that are going to be replaced. There's another one of some of the relays that are going to be replaced. So, on to the next phase. Okay, the first part, step number 6.11, was to mount the fuse box onto the firewall just above the gas pedal, just so you can see what the old fuse box looked like. Nasty old thing with rust all over it. And you can see that somebody made a bypass wire here between one fuse and another. And this has been cut and respliced again. Another reason why we need to have this whole wiring system replaced. Well, 2 hours in, we got the new fuse box in place. We've, I don't know if you can see from underneath there, installed a grommet in the firewall. You might be able to see it from there. That runs the wires to the engine compartment into there. It's a two-man job here, so while we were doing this, Zachary has been busy while I'm working on the firewall, putting in all the wiring and new light bulbs on the back of the console. And you can see this is the instrument panel here, and he's put all this harness here together. All right, so second day out here. You see we've got the wires coming through the firewall. I've already put a sheath on this one here. You can see this, it comes around down here, splits off right here where the voltage regulator is, comes down here. Oops, see if we can see. Where am I at? Here we go. Comes down right here, and it goes back into the sheath again. These here are the turn signal lights, and this is the headlights. They crimp into a pigtail that came with the kit. We've already installed that. See, we put a sheath on that, and it goes all the way back to the headlights. I'm working on the wiring harness and sheathing it so that now this is going to go back to the primary fuse box. They put this is a new addition to the Mustang, this 70 amp fuse here. It's part of the Painless solution. Moving forward, making progress. Okay, so we finished the headlight section of the wiring harness. See how much neater it was than the previous installation. Goes back to the alternator and then the solenoid, and we've got all of these wires all connected, waiting for some turn signals to come in. Everything's all routed and put together. Now we're moving on to the engine section, which is this bundle of wires right here. That'll be moving toward setting up the ignition system. Okay, so here's the first startup of the inline 6 on the Ford 67 Mustang. Go ahead. Little gas.